the 5th week of October 2019. Just for context, at the time of filming this, it is May 10th, 2025. All right, so today is the last rehearsal of the month for October for my project for Universal City Walk. Then after this, we got to start looking for another studio to start rehearsing at. Apparently the studio that we're rehearsing at, they're closing down the studio, so I'm currently been in search of another place. And the anxiety I'm feeling for this particular routine, at this point in time for the project is probably, I feel like, is at an all-time high. Not like in ever, but like up to this point I haven't felt this anxious compared to the first time around, because it was the first time I've done it in a while. The reason I'm feeling anxious today is because I've gotten like two or three people dropping from the routine, which, you know, is not a big deal. We're like still 15 dancers in. It's just like just the disappointment of people saying that they're down, that they can't, whether it's, you know, through life circumstances. It's just that feeling of disappointment just kind of sucks. So I just experienced a lot of it in the early years of FanBiz, so it's just like something I'm working on and being able to process faster. It's funny because what I'm watching here is the same thing that I'm currently experiencing, which is some members leaving and some people stepping back due to personal reasons I'm not going to get into. But it's funny because this is a constant problem and challenge that, whether you're a project or even a small business, or even, you know, your own dance crew that you're gonna face, which is people leaving, and you just gotta deal with it, because you can't force them to stay. I mean, you probably can, but if you're a decent human being, you'll deploy some sort of empathy and understand why they have to make the choices they have to make. Of course, we're starting this vlog off with some temper tantrum rehearsals. It's funny because it's really no different from what it is now.
Alright, so this is the last rehearsal of October.
When I was in charge of primarily everything, I was very detail oriented, of like, here's the game plan, here's the rehearsals, here's what we're doing the first hour, the second hour. And as I've stepped back to not be the main choreographer anymore and to focus more on the business side of things and try to build the brand, I've had to let go a little bit of that in terms of like what's going hour by hour, kind of, because I do like being efficient, but there are just some aspects in terms of trying to build something you have to let go of, such as how you want rehearsals to run.
That was all live on Instagram.
Oh.
At this OnlyFans, y'all.
So this routine essentially started off with how we finished the first time around. Even though some people left, you make the most of what you got, and you work with the people there, and you give your energy towards them. Because the last thing you want is, you don't want to give your energy to people who aren't able to be there, or let alone who don't want to be there. Yeah, so overall I'd say this routine was progress, and I definitely experimented a lot with my style of choreography with this. Do I like it? Hell nah. But I applaud myself for trying.
Like, it can just be like movements, but yeah, like kind of like effects. And then everybody's like, oh shit, what's going on? And then it could be...
So would that still fit in terms of the second section, or a finale?
I think this is, at this part I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for a certain part of the choreography. Brandon, who also led his own team before, was throwing ideas. I think the mark of a good leader is knowing your limitations and your constraints, and giving space to people who are able to fill in those gaps for you. Yeah, we were just brainstorming, trying to figure out how to close this.
But the atmosphere can be like some movement, some choreo, like it can be as much as you want, you know? But I think there should be like ripples, lines and ripples. Bring it down in like ambiance. Woo, sorry, whatever.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, it was fine.
Wow. Wow.
It's cool seeing this. Just the brainstorming and just listening. I want just making it collaborative. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a position where you have to speak in front of everyone, but sometimes when you see all those eyes on you, and people are just waiting for you to make a decision or for you to say something, it's kind of like, oh fuck. It's kind of a eye-opening moment because it's a vulnerable feeling. So that was October 27, 2019.